Thank you, Mr. Wilder.
You can call me Almanzo.
Almanzo. Whistle and I'll come to Himbalai. Whistle and I'll come to Himbalai. A father and mother and I should go mad. Whistle and I'll come to Himbalai. And I'm gonna flirt it wherever you need me. And by me I so that he can't help me. Right young and then your body that high. Never kiss you were not looking at me. Not looking at me. Oh, whistle and I will come to Himbalai. Oh, whistle and I will come to Himbalai. No father and mother and I should go mad. Oh, whistle and I will come to Himbalai. I vow and protest that he cared not for me. And was with me like Lady Beauty of me. I heard not another so choking me. She won her fancy for me. She won her fancy for me. Oh, whistle and I'll come to Himbalai. Oh, whistle and I'll come to Himbalai. No father and mother and I should go mad. Oh, whistle and I'll come to Himbalai.
Castle I built for thee in dreamland far away, and there, gentle darling, come dwell with me where love alone has sway. Sweet will be our blisses, how rare will be our blisses. Tell the time my lover's chime that strikes the hour with kisses.
I don't know that I'll ever get used to this contraption, and I can't live without it. In our day, there weren't hits on the radio. There were still popular tunes that everyone sang, whistled, and played. You see, everyone played something. Pa the fiddle, Mary the organ, Ma sang so beautifully. Who taught Pa how to play? He taught himself. That is amazing. There are always some self-taught musicians on hand for any celebration, whether bringing in the crops or raising the barn. I remember we had such delightful dances at Grandpa Ingle's in the big woods. Before I left home, there were so many delightful dances and celebrations.
Did you hear that there's a harness dance tonight? There's a dance at the school, and I'm going to dancing. There'll be pumpkin pie and voting for apples. Cider.
Alfonso!
Evening, Miss Olson.
know the Highland Fleet?
Oh, I do not. But I do know someone who does. Oh, here he is. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
How about boss for me my favorite now before we call it a night? Sure.
I've had quite enough of one night. I'm tired. I'm going home and turning in.
Wait, Sue, I'll come home.
I once had a sweetheart, but now I've got none. He's gone and he left me to weep and to moan. He's gone and he left me contented I'll be. I'll get another one better than he. So green was the laurel and so does the rue. So long and I've been parting with you. And by our next meeting I'm change the green laurel to the orange and blue. I oftentimes wonder why young maids love men. I oftentimes wonder why young maids love men. But by my experience, 1,000 times more, you are the sweetheart I once did adore.
No milk today, Mrs. Wilder. Must be because of the storm. But it being your birthday, just wanted to stop by and wish you well.
And Mother wanted me to check on you with the weather turning so cold and all, and wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you. We are fine. Rose is here. We have plenty of firewood. But since you're here, come and warm your hands by the fire. Thank you, ma'am.
There's a bitter bite in the air.
No, not all of my memories are joyous. I always tried to see the bright side of things, but some days there was very little light.
During the long winter of 1880, the town of East was stranded for 7 months. Northwestern blizzards arrived almost incessantly, cutting off all supplies at noon.
Daytime temperatures hovered at 40 degrees below zero.
Imagine snow so deep you could watch the horses' hoofs trot by through your upstairs window.
The wind would howl and the flakes would blow so thick you couldn't see 2 steps in front of you. Pa dug a tunnel through the snow so he could find his way between the house and the barn.
Some not fortunate enough to have tunnels lost their way coming back from tending the animals, unable to find the shelter in the blinding blizzard, wandering for hours within a few feet of shelter, unable to find the building in the blinding blizzard, eventually succumbing to the frigid temperatures and perishing out in the freezing cold.
Due to the heavy snows, trains couldn't run, and eventually the food, fuel, and kerosene from the lamps ran out. People survived by eating the wheat a homesteader had saved for the spring, and by keeping their hope alive.
The lowest moment came when Pa's hands, worn out from the endless tour of twisting hay to be burned for fuel, and too chapped from exposure to the cold, couldn't make the fiddle sing. Even in those dark days, we lifted our voices in song.
violin in the twilight. I am sure that when I come to die, if my father might only be playing for me, I should be wafted straight to heaven on the strains of the sweet by and by, for the gates would surely open.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. You are so kind. Too kind. Thank you so much.
Not in the least. I'd say 90 years of a good life is worth a little celebration. It should be a grand celebration, but I'm afraid with this weather, we'll have to do.
Look at all this sugar. What would Ma say? Despite the hardship and deprivation of the harsh frontier, I truly did have a wonderful childhood. I suppose because we had so little, we cherished what we had. The bitter days, serving to sweeten the joyful moments, shining within the day-to-day struggles.
You were a wise soul, Mrs. Wilder. Well, looks like there's a lull in the storm. I really should be off.
Bye, Annie. Thanks for the cake and warm tea. You take care now. I'm sure there'll be mail tomorrow. This weather has to clear sometime.
Bye, Albert. Stay safe.
I will. This is pure wool made by the Mrs. who I plumb forgot. Time to her guard.
He is a wonderful man to have a good woman by his side. Makes me miss my Manly. I still remember the night you proposed to me. You were riding in the buggy out under the stars. But there are no stars to be seen tonight.
In the starlight, let us wander glad and free.
For there's nothing in the daylight half so dear to you and me.
Like the berries in the shadow of the woods we steal along.
And the sweetest waves will warble, for the night was made for song. When none are by to listen, or to guide us in our need. In the starlight, let us wander glad and free. In the starlight, let us wander, let us wander. In the starlight, let us wander glad and free.
In the starlight, at the daylight's dewy close.
When the nightingale is singing his last love song to the rose.
In the cool clear light of summer, where the breeze is softly playing.
From the glitter of the valley, we will gently steal away.
Where the silvery waters murmur
By the margin of the sea.
in the starlight,
Let us wander glad and free.
in the starlight,
let us wander, let us wander. In the starlight,
let us wander glad and free.
The night before my wedding, Pa's worked with you, and said he played the enduring tune, Love's Old Sweet Song.
Many emotions that were uncomfortably spoken were readily expressed in song. A familiar melody helped to express the feelings of the heart.
As depicted in her stories, Laura had a strong will and competitive spirit. She had remarked to many that she wanted to live to be 90 years old because Almanzo had. Oft in the